You've probably tried every productivity system out there. Habit apps, color-coded tracking spreadsheets, even recruiting an accountability buddy who forgets to check in. But none of it sticks, and by the end of the week, you're back to juggling everything in your own head. I was done trying other people's systems, so I built my own, a custom accountability app where my buddy and I could check in and track each other's progress in real time. It's beautiful, simple, encouraging, and actually helps us stay consistent with our goals. And I built the whole thing in a single afternoon, without knowing how to code or without pulling my hair out, getting overwhelmed with the tech. Here's how I did it with Replit, a vibe coding tool. Thanks to them for sponsoring this video. Every app starts with an idea, but here's where most people get stuck. Turning that vague vision into something you can actually build. I knew I wanted an accountability system with cozy vibes, anti-hustle, something my accountability buddy and I could use together with a bit of gamification to keep us motivated. But I had no idea what it should actually look like, and I didn't want to spend hours mocking up designs. So I opened Claude and described how I wanted it to feel, what it should do, the kind of experience we'd have using it. Claude came back with concepts and mock-ups I could react to, and we kept refining it together into something I was genuinely excited about. One thing I learned, get Claude to create mock-ups for your entire app here first, so you can actually see what you're building before you create it in Replit. It's so much easier to spot the problems when you're looking at the prototype on screen, rather than trying to imagine it in your own head. Within an hour, I had a complete blueprint for exactly what we were going to build. No design or coding skills required. With the blueprint from Claude in hand, I moved to Replit. Now, normally this is where things would get overwhelming if you were building something yourself. Staring at code, Googling errors, wondering if you should just give up and hire someone. But here's what vibe coding looked like. I uploaded the spec from Claude, told Replit it was a web app, and selected plan mode. Replit has two modes. Plan and build. Build mode starts coding immediately. Plan mode lets you brainstorm, map out the structure, and see exactly what it's going to create before it touches a single line of code. I wanted to preview the approach first, so plan mode was the right move. Once Replit generated the plan, I could make tweaks to the plan simply by chatting with it, and then hit build. 20 minutes later, I had a fully coded app. All the pages, the check-in feature, the calendar, the journal, and honestly, it looked good. Cozy, warm, the anti-hustle energy I wanted. Replit just delivered. We now had the functioning app, but it wasn't quite there yet. This is usually where things stall. Normally you'd hire someone to fix it, explain what you needed, changed, hope they understood, wait a few days, review, and then repeat. It's slow, expensive, and exhausting. Instead, I just chatted with Replit. Add more options to the check-in feature. Done. Change how the garden looks. Done. Small tweaks here and there. Done. Every change happened in real time right in front of me. Bit by bit, we refined it together until it wasn't just functional, it was finished. So the app was ready. Now I had to deploy it, which, if you've ever looked into this, is supposedly the most stressful part. The thing that makes most people quit. There's a whole technical process. Servers, configurations, and not to mention buying a domain name at goodness knows what extra cost. All the things that make non-technical people like me break out in a cold sweat. I told Replit I wanted to publish the app. It just asked me one question. What URL do you want? That's it. About 15 minutes later, the app was live. A real URL ready for me and my accountability buddy to start using the same day. Hosting is also included in the plan. So here's what really surprised me. The app I built wasn't really the app I ended with. Once my accountability buddy and I started actually using it, some cracks showed. Backdating wasn't working, time zones were off, little friction points you only notice once it's real. This is usually where side projects stall out and get caught in the I'll fix it later spiral. And because I could just describe the problems to Replit, the app kept evolving. Bugs that appeared in the morning were fixed by lunch. The app got better because we used it and changed it based on what we needed. But the real question is, has this actually changed my relationship with accountability? After all, the whole point was to get a different result rather than everything else I had tried. I've been using this app with my accountability buddy, and we check in every day. I can see when he's completed his task and he can see mine. There's no "did you do the thing" text. There's no guilt. There's no spreadsheet we forgot existed. When I fall off, he knows. When he's crushing it, I see it. We're actually accountable and not just in theory. There's a space for us to show up. And I think it's actually sticking because I built it, so I'm invested in it. And when something doesn't work for me, I just change it. It adapts to me instead of me trying to fit into someone else's way of doing things. I didn't just build an app, I built a system that finally works for me. And that's the real magic of vibe coding. Whatever you create, it's yours. Whether you want to build your own client tracker, a habit app, a dashboard for your business, you can create it to fit how you work, exactly as you need. No compromises, no forcing yourself into someone else's template. And it's so easy. I'm using Replit's core plan. You can check out their different plan options to test it out. The link is in the description. I went from an idea to a working app in a single day. That feeling of having a vision and making it real was the most empowering part of this whole experience. The fact that I could do this at all. And now I'm hooked. I'm ready to vibe code my next app. It's a custom solution for a problem I've been struggling with for years in my business. I'll show you how I built that one and how it all unfolded in the next video.